Join Yanice Jackson at her latest book signing event Saturday, July 13th. It's going to be at J. Jill Clothing Store in the Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. She'll be there from 1 to 3, and you can win a $50 gift card getting her book Notes from the Trail signed from Yanice Jackson herself.
It's the Sunday Chronicle on Stacks 92.1. It's the Sunday Chronicle. We gon' give the news and keep you up to date. From crimes to the politics, you gon' know what's up around your way. We give 2 thumbs up to everyone out here doing their thing. We gon' show man love to all the ones working hard in communities. It's the Sunday Chronicle.
Good morning and welcome to the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Yanice Jackson, coming to you from Stacks 92.1 FM. This is the platform for community because community knows what community needs. I'd like to thank all of my listeners for being here again bright and early on this Sunday morning. Thank you for tuning in. I also want to thank all of the people tuning in and streaming us or just, catching a replay. Thank you so much for your support. We thank you. We would not be here in season 3 without you. Thank my co-host to the left. I won't spend too much time with thanking him because it gets weird when I give him praise or, just honor his radio skills or something like that.
Oh, God. I sure do. Thank you, Yanice. It's a pleasure to be here again.
That is not Span. Where is he? What happened?
I'm throwing you for a loop just by being chill.
That's so fake. Okay. That's Span right there. What'd you do with him? So, thanks for being here again.
My pleasure.
I'm glad that you're here, and I'm gonna be like I'm trying not to be long-winded because we get like kind of sidetracked and we start talking about stuff like crazy random things like James Bond's movies and stuff. Okay. So anyway, we're gonna talk about the reason we're here today.
Yes.
The reason that we are here today is for our guest, Pastor Kenny Craig. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I just want to make sure I got that right. Do you got a middle initial you want me to put some emphasis on?
No,
okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Pastor Kenny Craig,
you know what I'm saying? Holla. Let me stop. Look, we get to going.
That's great.
And not only is he a pastor, he's a chaplain at the Lansing Police Department, Lansing's finest. He was telling me earlier about the service that they do. They serve the servants, the public servants, which is cool. He is here to talk about his church and being over Union Missionary Baptist Church. We are so glad to have you here, Pastor. Thank you for taking out the time with us. Congratulations on your anniversary. The church's anniversary, I believe it's been 100 years.
Oof.
So that is awesome. Praise God for that.
But you look so young.
I know, don't he look good? He look good. Don't he look good? What did Span, you just extra.
I know.
I'm going to take away your mic. You're going to go on a time out.
This is hilarious.
Look, I'll put you on a time out.
Okay. That is too funny.
And, but thank you for being here and just all these things that you do. He is here. He retired and he working again. He working 2 jobs.
You retired?
I retired April of last year from law enforcement over 20 years. Yeah.
He used to be strapped. Oh, sorry.
I still have
He
to carry this thing.
used to be strapped, but not in church. Not in church, unless he need to be like in special events and things. But
if you need to be strapped at a church event, I don't even know. Is that something you've had to be concerned with? Seriously?
Well, as I was sharing with her earlier, we're in a very highly politicized environment, right? And black churches are no exception to violence, right?
That's a good point.
And if you're watching any of the media, we just had a guy walk into a church and try to shoot a pastor, and the gun jammed. And so, it is something that every church should be mindful of, particularly in a city capital like Lansing, where they just tried to kidnap the governor.
Oh my God, yes.
I was just talking about that the other day. That is crazy.
So you just never know when someone is going to walk into house of worship to make a statement to, make the country great again. You just never know when that could happen.
And you know what else could happen? They could get tackled and hurt themselves.
That's why you close and lock those center doors when service starts. Close and lock.
So, thank you, Pastor. So, tell me a little bit about, because I know you told me you're from Memphis. You came all the way to Lansing, Michigan. So, tell me about your journey here.
Well, so I was born and raised just actually north of Memphis in a little town called Ripley, Tennessee.
You said Ripley?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ripley. All right.
And end up getting law enforcement. I graduated from University of Tennessee.
Okay.
At Martin, and my bachelor's degree is in criminal justice, and so I wound up doing police work for 20 years.
Okay.
So I started off as a bailiff, ended up as a court deputy, as a correction officer, then a court deputy, then a road deputy, and became a school resource officer. Did that for several years. Then I became a violent crimes investigator with the Madison County Sheriff's Office out of Jackson, Tennessee.
Did you wear a hat?
When I was on patrol, I had the brim. We was the real deal. Now.
So you pull up and on somebody and you had your hat on.
It's time to go to work.
And you strapped. Okay, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And had an opportunity to become administrative captain with the Missionary Medical College campus safety security.
Awesome.
So I got out of the patrol side and got in the administration side on the other side of the desk. Mm-hmm. I got an opportunity. The entire time I've been a bivocational pastor.
Okay.
I've been pastoring for over 20 years. Into my 21st year actually, but had opportunity when the pandemic hit.
Yes.
A lot of churches found themselves without pastors, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And a lot of churches found themselves ill-equipped to deal with this new reality.
Yes.
And so one of my mentors said, "Man, when you gonna stop policing and do what God called you to do?" I was like, I'm doing both.
Yeah. You're doing like you serving.
And he was like, "No, bro, you gotta pick one. And you're too talented to we need you. Churches need pastors now." So I thought, man, I couldn't sleep that night. I'm like, this rascal done got me all jacked up.
Yeah. And you wonder if that's like God speaking through him.
Yeah, because they're like,
it's so not fair. It's like, is that God speaking?
Because he gonna hold me accountable. I got the information now. I can't just go back to sleep.
Am I gonna get swallowed up by the whale?
Right. You better go to that.
It's crazy. And so I tossed it around and I said, "Okay, God." I said, "Well, if you will make a way, and I've been bivocational in my entire career, so I've never relied on a church per se. I've always, made my living as a police officer." And I thought, okay, well, if you'll make a way, I'll go wherever you send me. Now, be careful what you say.
Yeah, boy.
To God, right? Be careful when you make these verbal.
Because he'll send you to Lansing. You're like, God, if you say go, he's like, well, go to Lansing.
Make a long story short,
plane ticket just floats into your lap.
You're like, what? LAN? Where's that?
And
I just so happen to have a VIP ticket to Lansing, and I need somebody to go with me. Son, I don't know you, but and it's like, God, how dare you?
Never saw Lansing on the radar. In fact, the church that I thought I was going to was in Tennessee.
Okay.
That I wanted to go to, but they just never got around to it. And so another opportunity came along in Montgomery, Alabama, which was closer home, same climate. Been there several times. I could do with that. So I really thought my next move was going to be Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah, that's not far, is it, from
well, it was 4 hours from where I live.
Okay. So you thinking like, that's a little hop, skip, and a jump.
Hop, skip, and a quick jump, right? So I'm thinking I'm there. Something happened. They had to pause their voting process. And when they did, Union voted first here in Lansing. And I'm like, I don't really want to go to...
Yeah.
It's cold up there, right?
God, he paused the voting process. He's like, I'm going to do this.
Man.
He's online like, how much of them winter jackets?
We came last year, January of 23. Now, my wife has been Union Day 1. She's been ratted out. Oh, this is where we supposed to go. I'm like, girl, you crazy. No, we going to Montgomery. Forget what you talking about. And so, again, this is Kenny. This ain't God. This is Kenny talking, right? No, I'm going to Montgomery. God said, I ain't tell you that. And so I'm here.
Well, welcome to Lansing.
Thank you.
We happy to have you. Honestly, it's good that you are here. I've seen some transition, not just a lot of it was brought on by the pandemic, but it's just been a ushering in of a newness that is needed, right? Things need to evolve and change as other things change, right? I think it's much needed. It's appreciated. So we're happy to have you here. Some of the things that, God has placed in you and you've envisioned, you'll be able to share that and infuse that into the ministry as well, needed in the area as we, continue to groom our children and whatnot. So we thank you for being here. So Pastor, tell me about, with this 100-year anniversary, some of the things that's going on with the celebrations and such.
So this summer is really, really a busy time for Union. We're excited. We got some things that we're trying to do to be more engaging with the community. Okay. One of the things I wanted to accomplish here, one of the things that the pandemic taught us was you don't need a building, right? What you going to do when the building is no longer accessible? Oh, what does church look like when the doors are closed? Right. And what we found out over the country is other things we were doing at church was really inward reach, but not a whole lot of outward reach. And so we had to really rethink church, new norms, new paradigms. Just a whole, what does church look like post-pandemic? Because as recently as, I think it was 2022, there was a poll out that said that at least 1 to 3% of parishioners said they would never return just because we taught them not to. You could give online, you could watch online and not feel guilty. You could watch this church, that church, still give to my church. I'm good. What am I going back for, right? And so that we know that there at least 1 to 4% of parishioners may never return just because of convenience. And so now what do we do? And so one of the things we want to do is engage with community. How do we take church outside of the building? Because the building is really no longer the draw for church. And so we've really been looking to reach the least of these, those who don't look like us, those who don't talk like us, those who don't dress or smell like us. I preached a whole series on people. How do we deal with people that may not necessarily look like you look? They don't have a suit on. They don't have a dress on. They may not have the finer things, but when they walk through the door, how are we going to respond? And then how do we reach them? Because as I just said, everybody ain't coming to your church. So we had to really think about engaging with community. And so we got several things that are coming up this summer as we celebrate the history of the church. And the legacy of the church. Now, I follow a pastor of 37 years. And so he was beloved by the community, beloved by his parishioners. And so one of the things we wanted to do was to just build on the foundation that was already set. I didn't really have to come in here and reinvent the wheel. But because of the pandemic, we just had to knock the rust back off, right? Yeah, right. and really getting it moving again. So shout out to Pastor Jones and his legacy of what they were already doing. So we're just really reaching out to community. We're going to spend the entire summer with several things that are coming up.
And we want to help you do that. Now we're going to take a short break and get back to the celebrations and the things that you'll be doing, your vision for the church. But now, before reminding my listeners that my name is Yanice Jackson, host of the Sunday Chronicle, coming from Stax 92.1 FM, the platform for community, because community knows what community needs. We'll be back after this.
At Lansing Community College, I'm learning for my future. LCC offers 1- and 2-year pathways to careers in healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and other professional trades. More than 500,000 professional trades jobs will need to be filled in Michigan by 2026. so I know I'm learning for a great career. I belong at LCC. You belong here too. Visit lcc.edu/youbelong and enroll today.
Everything is expensive right now. Gas, food, you name it. You're spending more, you are making the same or less money. So, what do? You rack up credit card debt. That's what you do. It's not your fault. It's the economy. And guess what? If you rack up too much credit card debt like some of us, you can't pay your bills. Then the credit card companies, as nice as they are, start hounding you for money. Then you start your downward spiral. A smart thing for you to do is to call the Zero Debt. They can help you consolidate all your credit card bills into one affordable payment. Millions of people have done it. It works to make you debt-free. Make this free call right now. It costs you nothing to learn more.
800-406-6569. 800-406-6569. 800-406-6569. That's 800-406-6569.
Hi, I'm Yanice Jackson, publisher and editor of the Chronicle News, host of the Sunday Chronicle, and mom. Amongst my many titles, I've added writer to them. My new book chronicles everything I've learned along the way. So check out my book, Notes from the Trail, available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold. For more information, visit my website at www.yaniceyvette.com. Welcome back to the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Yanice Jackson. And before we went to break, we were talking to Pastor Kenny Craig. He is a servant of the public servants of the servants, right? He's got like jobs and he is just working for the Lord. It's a great thing. We're talking about his story, his background, and how he came to good old Lansing, Michigan, right?
Can I ask a question? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
I have one question. What's your favorite book of the Bible?
My favorite book of the Bible would easily be the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. That's where Jesus is, right?
I mean, that's the slam dunkiest of slam dunk answers right there. I was going to say, like, my personal favorite is Ecclesiastes. I just love how intellectual it is about how it breaks down the law.
Oh,
but that's me.
I like Exodus, but yeah.
Exodus is Exodus is like they made a movie out. They made a few movies out of it. Yeah.
Because it's just a lot going on in there. I mean, they was putting babies in the water and stuff. I mean, the baby was floating down the water and then the people got him. That's it. I mean, he just went right to Pharaoh's wife. The baby was just, God was like, there you go. He just got them. Okay, but let me stop.
That is too funny.
But the baby putting babies in the water.
Put the baby in the water in a leaf basket. I mean, it didn't say that in the Bible, but that's just how I picture it.
He put the baby in the water.
They did put the baby in the water in a little leaf basket. Okay,
Matthew, Mark, Luke,
Moses.
I know, right? It did. Okay, but
of those four Gospels, which one? I mean, I'm not. If you don't have one, you don't have one. But I'm just curious, just getting to know you. Like of those four,
I would probably say Luke. Between Mark and Luke, that would be my. I probably preach more from Luke than Mark, but I'd say Luke. Luke was a physician, and so he gives a little bit more details in different areas. So.
It's an interesting book. I was told, because when I first read the Bible, I didn't want to do the cover to cover thing, right? And I was like, what book should I start from? And my friend, she's well versed with the Bible. She said, well, I would say start with Luke. Start with Luke. He gets a lot of detail and very good account of his days walking with Jesus.
So, and the reason, I'll give you background why the Gospels are my favorite books. I came along in the 70s. I don't want to date myself, but
I mean, if this don't look.
I mean, look. I'm looking at this whole room. We a whole bunch of people that don't look our age at all.
Look,
so
I'm a fan of the 70s.
I don't want to give my age, but I came through in the 70s, and down south there was a culture called the mourner's bench. The mourner's bench. And what that means is the mothers and the grandmothers would put their children and grandchildren on the mourner's bench, and you couldn't come off until you got saved, right? And so as a teenager, we dreaded revival because we know somebody going on that mourner's bench.
Oh God, yeah.
And I remember I was probably about 13 or 14, and it was. And back then there were 5 nights. Wasn't no 3-night revivals. Wasn't no every Thursday of the month. Wasn't none of that. It was Monday through Friday.
Were you at Church of God in Christ?
No, Missionary Baptist. Been Missionary Baptist all my life.
Oh, okay.
And so we decided. So a group of friends and I was like, if you go, I'll go. Let's just get this over with. So we all went on. We all got off, and of course the mamas and grandmamas coming down crying. My baby's saved. Blah 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 blah. We went and got baptized. I got baptized in a water creek, or what do we call a watershed today. Oh wow. All we did was make the water more dirty because none of us was saved, right? Oh, we was just trying to get the mamas and grandmamas off our back. Well, come full circle. I've messed up in one of my semesters, so I had to go to summer school one summer to get my grades back. And of course, UT Martin at that time, summer school was like a desolate place. Mm-hmm. Mostly foreign exchange students there. Nobody's really there. And so one night I'm laying in bed. I'm like, let me grab this book. I go to the Gospels and I start reading. And I was saved in a collegiate dorm room after reading Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Because once I started reading, I couldn't put it down.
Wow. So you didn't have to go to the altar. God came to you. He met you.
I mean, he had already been to the altar.
I already been to the altar. I already been baptized, but I did it for Mama. This time it was for me.
Yeah.
So I got saved in college in a summer school setting after I picked up the Gospels. Long before I was going to be a preacher. I was still a heathen then, so I wasn't. Preaching was never on the radar.
I mean, it's college. Ain't nobody thinking about Jesus. No, they saying a lot of Jesus and God in college, but they ain't believing in Jesus and God while they in college. Pastor laid out. I apologize, Pastor.
I know. That was a good one, man.
I'm done. I am done. Oh my gosh, you're stupid. Stupid.
See, I know sometimes I had to put them on the timeout. I told you I had to put them on the timeout. That man, that representative you saw in the beginning, I didn't know who that was. I'm like, who didn't got a hold of Span?
Oh, okay. My goodness. And I fell in love with the Gospels. And a few years later, unbeknownst to me, I would end up starting preaching several years later. But it started in the dorm room right there. Yeah.
That is awesome. So you've had this this rich background, and you're here in Lansing. So this is amazing to hear the background. So tell me, please, a little bit about your vision for the church, because you talked about different races and nationalities and going outside the building and adding to such a rich history and a legacy. What are some of the things you would like to do within the next few years, you think?
And so really, that's a great question, because I think every preacher, I think every pastor is having to sit and to really, as I was just talking about, in this post-pandemic setting, have to really see what his vision is now, because it's so much. It's uniquely different from what it was post-pandemic, right? Mm-hmm.
Technology literally invaded the church during the pandemic, and how do you negotiate this new world with these tools?
I don't know how to sit in church no more. I'm gonna be honest. It's hard.
It is hard. So the pews be working on your booty cheeks, and you just be sitting there
I went to a physical service last week. I went back and I visited Church of God in Christ. And my kids said, "Mom, how long is the service?" I was like, "This is good."
To your point, right? So the pandemic caused a lot of impatience.
Yes.
Because, why am I going to sit here when I can just stay at home, watch TV, watch all services, and see the thing about, to your point about technology is, now I can go check out what your church is doing. I can check out what your church is doing. I can check on Jake's. I can check on all the national big boys and the local guys. Mm-hmm. And
you can get swallowed
by the whale. The whale technology.
Was that TD Jakes or was that a different one? I can't remember. It was like, get swallowed.
Oh, you thought I was swallowed.
Swallowed.
That's how he said. He said, "I swallowed."
I still never knew the context on was it Bishop TD Jakes who said that?
It was him, and I don't even remember anything else he said, but it was like sometimes I swallowed. And it was like
my name is Kenny Craig, and I'm not a part of it. I want everybody to know I'm not saying anything.
Look.
So you can bounce around from TD Jakes and Swallowed to everybody else. Like, how do you negotiate, like, now having to compete for your own people?
They have car shows, right?
Well, all I'm getting at is, I think every pastor now has to reimagine what church is.
Yeah.
And he has to really reclaim the members who are lost. Who have left, not lost, but members who have left.
Yes.
And the way we do that is in a more pragmatic way. And to your point, no one's doing 5-hour services anymore.
Oh, it's too much.
Right?
Yes.
And so we have to have a more pragmatic service that doesn't last 15 hours, but in the hour that I'm there, I'm going to get filled. I'm going to get nourished spiritually. Mm-hmm. And more importantly is I'm going to leave feeling better than what I did when I came there.
Yes.
Versus, oh my God, we stayed too long, right?
So how can you tell when your parishioners are like, they're getting a little restless?
They start
or
checking Facebook.
Or do you have like a timer in your own, like a little timer running on the pew that tells you?
Well, neither.
Okay.
So I would say a pastor now is challenged to have a relative word that does not exceed 35, 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. Those hour and a half sermons are probably becoming a thing of the past. However, but every pastor knows or should know his flock. I can stand in front of and I've only been here a year now, but I can gauge the crowd and have discernment to know, let's go on and wrap this up, right?
And you know what? And I just wanted to go back to this. I told you I was in the service for a couple hours. That was good, though. For Church of God in Christ, that was good. When my daughter asked me, I said, girl, this is only 2 hours. You know, we already did a praise break. No, but...
We went to a church once when I was a kid for an Easter service, and the service started at 11, and we knew it was going to run long. We showed up at 11:45.
And
at 2:45, we decided to go. They were still going. I'm talking about tambourines, like pop, pop, pop.
Oh,
pop,
yeah,
pop.
because they had the praise breaks, right? Ooh. Well, now you got to bring snacks for coaching. You got to have a snack. Somebody's like, girl, you didn't bring your stuff in the purse. I was like, well, the candies, I ain't have mine. I haven't been to church in so long. But now I'm going back physically. And I'm glad that I've made that transition, because I could tell you my attention span is much shorter now, because I'm so used to looking on Facebook at church, and it is difficult because I had the children, and my son said it out loud. He's like, Mom, I'm hungry. And I'm like, oh, we're going to eat soon, but it is challenging, seriously.
It is.
And so I see that you guys are evolving with the times, and you have all these wonderful events coming up. I see you have the car show, and oh my goodness, our time is growing near. Now, before we close it out, I want you to run down some of the events coming out, and you got to come back, because we got to talk about all these great things that we were talking about. Tell me about the events, Pastor.
Okay, so this Saturday, they're on our campus there at 500 South MLK there at Union. We're having a gospel and jazz concert.
Yes, that's cool.
496 West will be there. Dion Yates will be there. The Flint's Southerners will be there. The AWD will be there. The Lansing Community College Jazz Band will be there.
Awesome.
So that's this coming Saturday from, I think, 12 to 7, 12 to 6:30, 12 to 7.
Okay.
We got food vendors will be on site, and so we're just looking for a great time there. Just a way to engage with the community, to come out and to participate and have a good time. Relax, bring your lawn chairs. No coolers.
No coolers. This is a gospel jazz concert, y'all.
There will be no swallowing of the alcoholic beverages.
No.
I don't want to see no flask, because I'll be there and I'm going to check it.
But we do want you to come out and have a good time. Bring your lawn chairs and just have a great day. And we may take an initiative and give an invitation to Christ at some point, but and keep it moving. Then in July, we will have our annual golf scholarship outing, which will be at the El Dorado Golf Course there in Mason. Starts at 9 a.m. So if you got I think it's a 4-person team. If you know anybody that plays golf and want to come and contribute to a good cause as far as scholarship funds, we're going to try to hand out 5 or 6 $1,000 scholarships if we can do it.
That's awesome.
So if you got anybody that golfs or want to golf, you can all go to our website at umbclansing.org, or you can call the church at 517-485-7705 and get all this information. Two more and I'll be done. August 24th, we're having our first annual Irvin Johnson Senior Law Enforcement and Community Car Show, as a part of the Blue Innovation Initiative that's across the country, where the communities are trying to bring church and law enforcement together with community, to try to help break down some of the stereotypes that's happening, especially in Black and brown communities.
And you need a ticket for that, right? You just can't show up.
No, you just show up.
You just show up? Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
They're going to have some old vintage cars on. Magic Johnson's dad, Irvin Sr., was a big car fanatic, and after talking to Larry Johnson, I think they're going to have a couple of his cars actually in the show.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, and Magic will be on site with us that day. So he'll be. I'll
make sure to bring my son out. He loves cars.
Oh yeah. So everybody come
out.
out. Magic will be there. I talked to him a couple of weeks ago. He's excited about having this in his dad's honor. So
awesome.
So it's just one way to get law enforcement and community together.
Okay.
And then to the I guess probably the one we talked about a while ago, church safety. We're going to host a Protecting the Flock church safety and security seminar. It's August the 10th from 8 to 12, and it's really for church security teams. So if your church has a security team, whether it's one person or whether it's 20 people, you want to have them there. We got a retired officer coming from a retired officer. Well, he's sort of like me. He's a retired officer and a preacher.
Okay.
And he's been doing these conferences all over the country. And it's going to cover a myriad of topics like verbal de-escalation, recognizing clues, and indicate when something is about to pop off, right?
Okay.
Protecting the flock from sex crimes, responding to active attacks, and tons of more that he's going to cover. That's very relevant now. Again, in this setting, every church needs a security team, and even if you have a small church with 30, 40 folk, find 2 people who say, hey, pastor, I'll wash the door.
Yes.
Right.
I'll wash the parking lot. You don't have to have a team. You just have someone who says, hey, while church is doing what it's doing, I'll be the eyes and ears.
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, these times are different than they used to be. So it's good that you are adapting in not only the way of technology, but just helping to meet people where they are. And so we appreciate you. We appreciate your outreach in the community. I've seen so much going on. I've seen like farmers markets in the parking lots. I've seen the STEM camp going on for the youth this summer, y'all.
I forgot about that. Can I plug that one right quick?
You can plug that, the STEM camp for the youth real quick. But you know, I'm telling you, I'm going to ask for some donations for this airtime. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. I'm just messing
the Protecting the Flock, you can go to Eventbrite and it's their $30 a person for your security team. But the STEM project, how could I forget for the babies? That's going on right now. The STEM project by Woven Vessels is really a collaborative effort between the church and Woven Vessels, who are doing a drone camp. And that's from June 24th to July 27th, Monday through Friday. They're at the church, 1 to 5. They start off at the church in our computer lab, doing classwork. Then they transition over to St. Joe's Park to actually do flying. And if they complete the course, they will actually have a license to fly a drone. So, and so far we've had some, and it's not too late. They can still come and register.
Look, my daughter let loose a drone in the house, but I'm not even going to go into that.
Oh, God.
It hit me. The thing hit me. You do need to be licensed to that. Okay,
well, I was flying a drone at the church parking lot.
Was you?
And I told the instructor, she said, Pastor, you can't do that. I was like, why not? She said, it's illegal. You got to have a license.
Right. Now,
really?
That thing hurts.
You do.
It flew right into me.
You have to have a license. You can't even fly it in your yard. You have to have a license. I promise you, she told me that.
Wow.
I wonder if it's like, okay. No, I'm not going to go into anything else.
How many times have I broken the law in the last year? Or
I'm not
Me
even
too.
going to say, look.
I'm flying over the church. I'm like, wee!
Look at a man of the cloth and a man of the law. It's no excuse.
He got swallowed up in his drone delight.
It was like, he was tempted. You just can't help it. Sometimes it's just the flesh is weak. It's weak.
I ain't said nothing.
Lord help me. Okay, with that being said, I'm not supposed to say that, but with that being said, I'm not talking about Lord help me. I need all the help I can get. Lord Jesus. I love saying Lord. Okay. But thank you for being here, Pastor. Thank you for being here, Span. And thank you all for listening and tuning into the Sunday Chronicle. I am Yanice Jackson coming to you from Stax 92.1 FM. Make it a great day.
Recover Now is a national campaign aimed at the education and awareness of the devastating effects of opioid and heroin abuse and curbing drug and alcohol addiction in the United States. Recover Now is sponsored by treatment facilities nationwide. Many of them have been where you are, and they want to help by spreading a message of hope and recovery. They're working hand in hand with major insurance companies nationwide that can help you or a loved one get clean in 7 to 30 days. Recover Now is embarking on a national outreach campaign on TV and radio to promote anti-addiction messages. So if you, a loved one, or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, do not wait. A new life for you could be 30 days away. Call us right now. I promise this call can change your life. Sponsored by the Detox and Treatment Helpline.
800-209-5173. 800-209-5173. That's 800-209-5173.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.